heu de millorar per aquesta vegada sí guanyar el Super?
Detalls. Els partits es van complicant perquè cada cop coneixes una miqueta més el rival, vas veient els seus ajustos que ells fan durant els partits i bueno, sempre és una millora constant, no?
Per cert, el Draymond Green ha dit que us admira molt com a germans, però que el títol no se'n va quedar.
Normalment no comento, saps? No dono comentaris sobre comentaris, no ho faig, no ho faré ara.
Marc, so Monday night was very emotional for both teams.
Yeah.
So how's the mindset right now?
Well,
now we're like 2 days later.
You know, you go back, you keep it objective as much as possible within knowing that it's, you know, such an emotional time. You try to keep it as objective as possible. You try to control the things you can control, the things that you must do better than you did in Game 5, and go and execute.
And nothing seems different from basically the way you guys have been thinking the last couple of days. Everybody's all focused.
It gets a little harder, a little, you know, because you know more of the other team. They know more of you. They're going to do probably more of the things that work for them. Not so much the things that didn't work. It's just kind of the same thing. You just Game 6 now.
Mark, what is it about this team that makes them so good in bounce back games? You know, games.
I mean, even within the game, I thought we did a great job of bouncing back. At the end of the game, we just didn't execute defensively or offensively as good as we should to close it out. But we were down quite a few points. I don't know, 14 points, and it's not a bounce back game. I think within the game, I thought that we did a really good job of staying in the moment, just like we did in the previous games.
But in bounce back, I mean, like after a loss. So you like 2 losses in the Milwaukee series, you guys come back home.
Yeah.
You've done that a number of times throughout this playoff run. What is it about you guys that makes you good in that situation?
I couldn't really tell you what it is. I think it's just our nature as players, because as a team we haven't been together that long. So obviously our instincts as players, I think, kind of that's what it promotes, and I think you have a better sense of it than me.
Do you find your roles and responsibilities changing within games and game to game? And is it difficult to adapt all the time?
No. You just take it as it comes, and you can't expect the game to be played the same way. Obviously not from game to game, but within the game, they're going to make adjustments. You're going to make adjustments. They're going to take something away, open up something else. It's just a matter of how many runs can you withstand and how many runs can you get, and try to make obviously their runs a little shorter and avoid mistakes, especially the ones that we can control, and make our runs a little longer.
Even your role, sometimes you're playing against Draymond, sometimes Boogie, sometimes on the perimeter, sometimes with the ball. Is it fun? Is it challenging?
There's a lot of I think any challenge is fun because it makes you better. Any challenge you face is always fun. It gives you a chance to improve. So I think I don't think we understand the meaning of fun the same way. Maybe it's fun after a couple beers, and it's fun at those things, but it's fun too.
But in the game, is it really difficult then, or how would you?
You have to do a lot of reflecting and understanding, and try not to analyze too much. Sometimes you can get caught overanalyzing and going too far ahead, and just keep it as simple as possible. Not just because you trigger somebody else's movement, and when you analyze, you tend to take a little second.
El otro día, Marc, tanto tú como Serge le hicisteis mucho daño por dentro a los Warriors. Sin embargo, en los últimos minutos, cuando estaba jugando el partido, parece que ese juego desapareció un poco. No sé si tenéis como premeditado atacarle la zona porque habéis visto algún tipo de debilidad y simplemente dejasteis de hacerlo, o son situaciones que se dan en el partido.
Su defensa cambió. Su defensa cambió también en la segunda parte. No era la misma tipo de defensa. También seguramente ver que cambiaron la defensa pues provocó que nosotros pues también frenáramos un poco esa forma de atacar. El partido evoluciona y cambia dentro del mismo partido, entonces hay que mantenerse, sobre todo el movimiento del balón y de personas y de cortes y de agresividad, no solo de cada lado, pero también con movimiento, tiene que mantenerse porque eso pues fluye, eso nos permite pues, tener mejor movimiento de balón y les hace trabajar más a ellos en defensa.
Y en concreto, en la última jugada del partido, que parecía diseñada para un triple de Van Vliet, pero teniendo en cuenta que no estabais muy acertados desde fuera, no sé si habéis reflexionado sobre si a lo mejor habría sido mejor opción meter la bola dentro, porque os valía con una canasta de 2 en realidad.
Sí, no, al final la lectura pues fue no la correcta, pero como de todo se aprende. Si el timing de la jugada es quizá un poco diferente, el balón va a otro lado, yo me pongo de otra manera diferente y miro el balón, seguramente estamos en otra situación, pero no podemos ahora quedarnos en eso y tenemos que prepararnos para el sexto partido, que es lo único que importa ahora mismo.
Mark, you talked about the fun of challenges.
Yep. Sorry.
You're playing under kind of the highest basketball pressure, or close to it of your career, I would think, or a lot of these guys are, right? Like these are really difficult, big-time games. How can a player, like in the biggest moments where you've got to take and make shots to win or lose a game, how do you kind of, as a player, make those? Like, what in a player do you need to have to perform in that biggest moment in that very specific skill?
I understand. I think it's kind of visualize what's going to happen and what could happen, and try to create space. Have a good rhythm. The same thing that you practice over and over again. And spacing got to be correctly or better for us, and it's just a matter of being on the same page.
But is it easy to ignore that pressure or play within that pressure?
If you're in rhythm, I think it's a lot easier at the end of games to take shots. When you're in rhythm, it doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes left or 2 seconds left. You're in rhythm. You're in rhythm. Obviously, it changes, and you have to do certain things to keep yourself in rhythm. And just always, your mindset always got to be, like you are in rhythm. You might not be, but always think positive and like you are in rhythm. No, una lástima, nunca deseas esto a nadie, obviamente, es una lesión que es dura, que es larga, que se produce pues en un momento para él también difícil, ¿no? Que él quiere volver, él fuerza para volver, obviamente todas las cosas el contexto también que eso conlleva, pues no lo conocemos porque no estamos dentro de ese vestuario, pero un jugador que intenta ayudar a su equipo todo y no estar al 100% y pues, desgraciadamente pues se lesiona, y aparte de gravedad, desearle lo mejor y nada más.
Mark, do you think with so much of the finals being a mental battle, you being undefeated on this floor throughout the season so far, does that give you a psychological edge?
You got to keep the same mindset. Whatever that mindset is, you got to keep the same mindset that allow you to win here, many times, and just like you allow you to win in Milwaukee or Philly or Orlando. You got to keep the same mindset. You got to be the same team, execute the way you're supposed to execute, and that's it. And then let the chips fall where they may.
Give us an insight into that mindset. So you came into Game 3 and Game 4 in this building, and we're comfortably victorious. So how do you kind of go into this one?
I just kind of give you a little bit of it, right? I told you, staying in the moment, being aggressive, helping one another, all the fundamentals that you talk about basketball, staying in the moment as much as possible, and execute on both ends, and make plays. No crec que sigui un extra de confiança, però sí mantenir el tipus de fortalesa mental que tenim, com estem fets, no? Doncs això ens ajuda a guanyar aquí o haver guanyat altres jocs, però el que ha passat abans no és una garantia de que torni a passar. Nosaltres el que sí que hem de garantir és el tipus de joc que fem, nosaltres com treballem com a equip, això el que ens ajudarà o ens aproparà a poder estar un altre cop en aquesta situació.
Mark, with Kevin Durant's injury and free agency futures, we might not see sort of that depth lineup with him at the 4 and Draymond Green at the 5 ever again. That might be a thing that's gone. I'm curious, playing outside of that just being 5 future Hall of Famers maybe, what did you kind of think of that lineup? How did it impact the game?
You know what, I'm not going to analyze it, or I'm not going to spend much time right now thinking about it, because it's just we're not going to see. So I'm just going to worry about the guys that are going to play and how to stop, the guys that are going to play. And after that, we can, go back next year and talk about, the shooters, coulda, wouldas. But we're just not going to see that lineup, even though, obviously it's we saw for a few minutes on game.
Do you think when they first used it, did it change the way other teams played? Do you think other teams try to mimic it, whether it's switching and
I
stuff
don't,
like
I don't know how you mimic that talent. I mean, talent is not something you can mimic, right? How you mimic, KD's or Steph's or Klay Thompson's talent. You can't mimic that. You just can't, right? You can try to run the same actions, but the guys coming up the screens are not, the same. It doesn't matter. It's not an X's and O's thing. It's a talent thing, and also executing. They do a great job of executing out of that and finding, different actions out of it. But it's irrelevant to talk about it right now. It's just a waste of not waste of time, but it's just not helping us towards our goal right now.